All right, that's a good one. We are taking our body here. All right, it's Daybreak, Tuesday's edition, reaching you live from a Udeh broadcasting service. We are starting with the family segment. How is your family this morning? Family is everything. Whatever we have in the society is as a result, whatever we are saying right now is as a result of where we are coming from. So when we have a good family, we have a good society. You can't take that from anybody. So how is your home this morning? How is the atmosphere? Of the home atmosphere is in a good atmospheric condition. Let me use that word. All right. Yesterday something happened in Calabar, and the woman was pursuing the husband because he saw a lady with a husband. From what we gathered, and in that hot pursuit, she died in it. And they have 3 kids. She left 3 kids behind. Just this morning, we'll be dealing on it briefly. So how do you manage anger sometimes? Is it anger? Is it jealousy? What is it that will make a woman to just pursue the husband? At the end, it's a very, very sad story. We have the marriage counselors with us this morning. Our usual guests. We have Reverend Ifeanyi Udeh this morning. Good morning, man of God.
Good morning, viewers, and good morning, God bless you.
Pastor Richrose is with us this morning. Good morning, man.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning, viewers.
Pastor Ehis Johnson is with us this morning.
Yeah. Good morning, viewers, and good morning, everybody.
Your marriage must work. We have great men of God. Because some people just say, oh, these people are just talking about marriage. These are great men and women of God because they want your home to work. But let me start with Pastor Richrose Imasuen. You are a woman. You're a married woman. I know it hurts to see your man with another lady. And some are blaming her, but it takes great discipline not to react. But in such situation, when you see such thing, what do you expect from a woman to behave at that time as against giving the husband hot pursuits?
Well, the other next question we should equally ask ourselves as women is, if she had been able to catch up with her husband, what would she have done? What would she have done? And then, giving your husband a hot pursuit, for what purpose? What's your mind? So I think we always pray that ours will not be a case that will become what people will learn from, because she's gone. She's gone. I know that every woman is very possessive. We want to have our husbands just to ourselves. But you should equally be very careful about that, else you are going to spoil so many things. You're going to spoil so many things. A man, by the way, you can't have your husband in a cup and you say, well, it's just going to be all mine. He relates with people. Life is about relationship. And so you must give your husband that freedom. You must, like a man was telling me, I freed my wife. Please tell her to free me. You must give each other freedom. Even if she had suspected actually that the husband was going out with this person, is it by pursuing them? There are many other things, options that should have been able to go into doing rather than maybe pursuing them. Or I even tell women, how do you see? I mean, you fighting in the street. You're fighting a girl or whatever in the street. No, now, I don't know. If anybody see you fighting a girl or fighting anybody in the street, number one, they will see you as a tout. They will see you as a woman that is not responsible. There are many other ways you can do. Not, by the way, some women have gone as far as making an attempt to kill the person. For what? For what? You want to take life because you feel your husband is going out with the person? Many other options. I, for one, I prefer the option a woman decided to take some time ago. What was it? She decided to continuously pray for her husband. I know that many people are listening to this who like prayer. What can prayer? Oh my God. This woman, she continued to pray. She wasn't praying thunder and brimstone. Some persons will say, anybody that crosses path, she must fall down and die. No, that wasn't the prayers. But God saw her heart. She kept praying that, and God saw her heart. Very, very big thing happened. And what was it? Each time the husband now goes to pay this girl visit, the side chick would just lost her mind. She would just lost her mind. I think that was bigger than any other thing she would have said, okay, going into maybe fighting or doing all of that. Another woman called a girl who was on her husband, that would not just allow her husband be. And she called the girl and said, a girl, not as saucy, not like maybe I want to quarrel or fight with you. I know that my husband gave you stuff and I know you're going out with him, but I'm not here to quarrel with you or to fight with you. What's actually your problem? You need money? And right there, she wrote a check of about, 400,000 and gave to the girl and said, you are still young. I am married to him. He's not going to marry you. Why don't you use this thing to sort your life and become a better person? And that girl was forever happy, and she was like, wow, this woman is too much. In fact, nothing concerns me and your husband from today because you are real. Your love is real. Your love is genuine. There are many other options because this woman now, she died leaving 3 kids. Nobody can take care of your child like you. She's gone and she's gone. What would she tell her creator? She was pursuing her husband and a side chick. She has not even been able to verify if she's actually a side chick. You may not be surprised now that girl was a colleague or just a high friend that the man decided to give a lift to. It has happened to so many women. Your husband gave a lift to somebody and somebody came and said, I saw your husband with a chick in there, and you start running a task. So women even develop sicknesses and disease because of BP. Because your heart is not at peace. To see your husband, you are suspecting. Listen. Work on yourself as a woman. Work on yourself. Build yourself. And stop being intimidated. There's a way you can build yourself as a woman that, even any girl that attempted to say, like, I want to go out with this guy or with this man, she would like, hey, he's the husband of that great woman and not that non-entity that is pursuing people up and down in the street to want to fight with them and all of that. Let me hold it here because I know I have many other persons that want to say something.
All right, thank you for sharing your thoughts with us this morning. Reverend Ifeanyi, Udeh. I believe this incident that happened that made this woman to give the husband hot pursuits is as a result of what is going on in the home. If she have not been hearing some rumors concerning the husband, she would have stayed back and be wondering what's going on. Why is it that men are always in the habit of doing good things outside, causing pain? I know it's a very simple question, but you see men sometimes always taking care of the outside person and making the woman back home to feel sad. From what I can deduce, if the woman is well taken care of, she's well protected, she will not be intimidated. And even when she will ask the husband, what's going on, if there is this communication in the home, why don't people communicate? Why don't men communicate so that they can give the wife the assurance that you are the best in my life? If you see me with others, there's nothing to that.
All right. Once again, good morning, viewers. My take on that is that this issue is like the question you asked, more or less is like two-way coins.
Okay.
All right. In the sense that there are those who communicate. There is a difference between communicating with somebody and talking. You understand? If I want to break it here, is that people talk when they don't ought to talk. Possibly, there is no time where they can be able to bring a vital issue of what the major issue in their house, where they can be able to sit over this issue and talk about it. So there is no critical discussion about what I feel about you and about what do happen. For that other aspect of it, that why do most men take care of an outsider? That is why I say it's a two-way coin. Not all men. I know of a person, by the grace of God, starting from me, I don't know what I would give an outsider that my family will not first enjoy.
Is it because you're a pastor?
Not because I'm a pastor. It's in me. It's just a life. So that is just it. Then, whenever I attend wedding, something normally hits my mind. And I discovered that a lot of people normally get it wrong. Whenever they're about to cut that cake you are seeing, there's a lot of message I get from that because, number one, a lot of men, before I make a statement about that, a lot of men, a lot of women marry the content and they don't marry the content. And so they get it wrong from that beginning. What is the container here? First, if you are going to have a better home, you must have the content in you. is what the man or the woman in that marriage will complement. Marriage is not to make you. Marriage is to complement you. What each other bring in the marriage, the advice I give, all that I do towards you, a man and a woman, is to complement what you have. The reason why there are no much now, for example, now inside cake we have the flour, we have the butter, we have the yeast, we have the sugar, a lot of person. Now after all those stuff, you mix them together before the icing is the complement. And so now that icing make it look good in the eyes of everybody. So one of the major things that is there is that sometimes the man doesn't even have the sugar, it doesn't have the flour, it doesn't have the butter inside, no content. So sometime over time, you too, that you now know that you marry an empty, I don't know the word to use here, let it not look abusive, like an empty skull or something, that you keep on downloading information, downloading your vision to somebody you are with, and this thing is like you are downloading it to a basket. You even brought third part or so into the matter, and this thing is not working. At this junction, it can be very, very frustrating. And this is where, please, with all due respect, I don't support side chick, and this is where this side chick of it normally emanates from. Most people, when they now see those who are showing them one or two things that they are looking for, it may not, because people talk about, say, I place that aspect too. I'm talking about what do you have to offer in a marriage. The communication aspect there, the partner at the back, the encouragement, the foresight that you have in that marriage. What do you have to put in? So when there is no content, what you marry is a container, then there is going to be a very big problem. Because marriage, what marriage does is it complements your content and it makes it beautiful so that you can be able to be both. That aspect, when you don't know the content of the man or the woman you marry, suspicion, lack of trust. Because what you know is the container. The content there is something wrong. So a lot of people run for the container, they don't run for the content, and then there is no need for most of them to communicate. The reason why they don't communicate basically because they have tried over time to talk, and somebody who happened to be a partner is not listening and is not taking, and it can be very frustrating.
Okay, Pastor, he's talking about content and container. I want you to talk to our women. A lot of them are easily, when they find out that the husband has somebody he's seeing outside, some are easily intimidated. Some even go sick. Some even go, permit me to use this word, they go bonkers. Their mind is. So what can the man do? If you're a married man, for instance, and they always say, we Africans, the African man is polygamous in nature. What can the man do to build up the wife's confidence? So that when the wife even see the husband with another woman, she'll be rest assured. I want to get that, because most women are going through that. What can the man do? I know the man has a work to do, because in the time past, you see men marry more than 2-3 wives, and some of them, they live comfortably in the house. I believe those men, they have the way of talking to the women. That's why they can all stay together. So what can this modern man do to tell the wife that I'm good to go, you have my heart already, so don't be threatened by anybody?
Okay, the modern man, what he can do is, like Pastor earlier said, he has to build confidence in the wife.
Yeah.
Now, how do you start making your wife see and trust you, even when you are not visible? It is by deliberate communication and truthful information to your wife. The question you asked me was like, I'll turn it over to call emotional, you're robbing your wife emotionally when you don't discuss with your wife. You don't tell her, this is me. By God's grace, this is what I do on a regular basis. I try as often as possible not to break it. It's like a daily routine for me. If I go out, when I come back in the evening, I always give my wife a rundown of my day.
You're always around, so don't they travel because of
That's
work?
why I said I try.
Okay.
That's one. Because you see, I give her. We have phone. By God's grace, God has given us a better age where we can communicate. You can do video calls. You can send pictures of yourself, your where you are. Oh, my wife, I've not seen for a whole day. I've not seen for 2 days. I've not seen for 3 days, 1 week, 1 month. give her a constant information of your presence as you are moving. I'm going to the office. I get to the office, do a video. This is where I am.
But the girl can be inside the wardrobe or somewhere.
I once said that. See, you're not doing it to deceive her.
Okay.
You're doing it genuinely. When you're with friends, and you're female and male friends, don't deceive her to say, all your friends are male. I'm always, my guys. No. Be truthful. Every friend you have, you're not a stick that you say because you got married, you won't make new friends. You're human. You must make new friends every other day. Let your partner, whether wife or husband, let your partner know your friends. Every person you meet, let them know so that when you are talking, in 5 months' time, they can relate to what you have said the first month. I met this girl so place. This is. They will relate. The information will be true, be straight. It's not like I met the girl at, I'm about to take a flight, and we met at the airport. I got tell her 5 months later, like, I can't remember how I met the girl, but you're already sidelined. Women will easily detect this man is playing fast. He did not remember the first story he said. So be as plain as possible. Don't give yourself hard work. Give yourself easy work. Because when you give yourself easy work as a man, you make your women very comfortable. When they are thinking for you. When they are talking for you. They will be able to do anything for your sake. But when you are not straightforward, you are not truthful, you'll kill yourself. Okay. Now, that's those side chick, bros, uncle, men. Every of you that is having or keeping or training a side chick, please take a day and evaluate how much you spend on your side chick in 1 week. I'm not saying a day now. So at a sitting, we spend 100,000, 200,000, 50,000. But just do 1 week. Evaluate how much you spend on your side chick for 1 week, and evaluate how much you spend on your family for the same 1 week, and see which is more expensive. You are wasting resources. Financial resources you're wasting. Emotional you are wasting.
All right.
Why don't you channel those energy to your family?
Okay, I'm not there, but let me take the place of some of our viewers. So we tell you right now that if I can spend $1 million, for instance, on a side chick, and I have my stable health, it's worth it. Because some women will like make the home like hell. And this side chick.
Because as a man, you have missed your work. You go out every day, you see girls, you see what how they dress, you see their hair, you see their face. Bros, come back home and you do that same thing to your wife. Take her to the spa. Go and clean her up. There's a former governor of Edo State, one of the first governor of Edo State. His wife was not very outspoken, but he took his wife out of the country for 6 months. They had to train her and teach her how to communicate, how to dress, and how to sit. You can do exactly the same thing. I make boast to say, sorry, I'm proud of my marriage. I'm a proud, I said anyway, I'm a proud married man. My wife does not like heels. She doesn't know how to walk with heels initially. When I got married to her, I like it, I love it. I had to buy them for my wife. I had to teach her to catwalk because I like seeing those things. So I'm not saying because she cannot, okay, let me leave her. You are leaving her, you're causing problems in your home. Your stable health is in your wife. Your stable health is in your husband. Whatever you're looking for is in your partner. Put it in your partner to get it.
All right, thank you, Pastor Ehis. Pastor Richrose, before we cut off this conversation, most women, they are not trainable or teachable. And you said, okay, you want to be this to your wife, you want to do this. So women will say, please, oh, my religion don't accept it to take me. I'm like, you saw me like this, so. Don't say, I love this, but they don't want it. And talking about communication, talking to your wife, or let her know that this is what's going on. So women will use that against you sometimes. And they will keep telling you the same story. Now, so you do that time. So how do you, so that's why I believe that, I don't know why some men restrain sometimes, because sometimes they don't have understanding partners that is on the same pedestal with them. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do. I know most cases when we talk for functional homes. There's what is called functional home, and there's what is called dysfunctional home. So when you are talking and then you talk for functional home, people who are in dysfunctional home, they are disconnected from your talk. So I try to most time talk for dysfunctional home, because most homes in our society are dysfunctional.
Yeah,
they are not working. Most homes are not working, including our counselors, including people who are up there. We come out and we do a lot of plasma. And you go in there and then you are inside it. But you just come and say, well, I can make up, I can keep making up. So I try to speak for dysfunctional home. If your home is not working, should you die with that home? My answer is no. But look inward and look for how you can manage the situation. There are many people, like in our time now, nobody wants to just live it, especially when you are a public figure. There are many public figures who are in hell in their homes. But they're like, oh, if I opt out, like the one that just happened before all of us, or Sinachi, if I leave, what will people say? Will I not lose will anybody still invite me? Will anybody? I say, and so you are just in there. At that point, what can be done to rescue your life, the life of your kids, and then also to help you fulfill purpose, which is our main reason of being here on earth. That's my burning thing about families and that's why everywhere I go to, you see most time you hear me talking, my hammer is always on women, not on the men, because a woman have what it takes. I know that many women are not finding it very easy, but I know also that with the way God wired a woman, when a woman have a good counselor, by the way, for example, a good friend who tells her good things, her way out, that woman, watch her, she will scale out. But when she have friends who are, like a man told me a few days ago, my wife's best friends, they are all single mothers. Oh, you can imagine a woman that is married now, all her best friends are single mothers, so she's already on that path.
Yeah.
So, for you, man, back to the question I was asked, that have done everything you know to do. Like I call it a counter man like that. I've done everything I know to do. My wife is not teachable. You even take her. I know of a man who loves smart girls. He loves campus girls. And so he took the wife to the boutique, bought her all these smart. This woman piled all of them in the wardrobe and said, you are your own. What I know how to wear is this boo-boo. If you can't get me boo-boo, you are your own. Do you know as we speak, she has lost her home? As we speak. I know of another one, the husband traveled out, bought her all these smart, trouser suits. Corporate wears. He said, I beg, I'm not for those ones. She was even like, go and see all my husband, he was just wasting his money. As we speak, she's dead. I have my facts, and I know what I am talking about. So, as a man, first of all, let me start from the men. You have a wife that is not teachable. You have a wife that is frustrating your effort. Please don't give up. Be around people who can give you sound counsel. Sometimes some of these women are possessed. And men can equally be possessed. It can be, many people don't believe of spirituality, but these things are real. They are real. They are things we handle every day. So talk to somebody you know. I also know too that there is no condition without a solution. Yeah. There is nothing I have seen. No matter how bad the woman, the man, you just need a right person to talk to. And you yourself need to be decisive. Do I really need this solution? So for dysfunctional homes, please, there's a way out. And my next prayer for you is that you will not die in that home. Let me just hold it here.
We're ready for you there. How should men talk? Because most men, they don't talk. They will just be silent watching. And they expect the woman to just understand.
Read their hearts.
Read their hearts. Okay, as I'm watching you right now, you know what is going on in my heart. So they don't talk to their women. So what do you have to say to that kind of man?
To me, I don't see that. I don't believe that there is no man at all that will go out of his way to go and marry, and then after you get in with your wife at the end of the day, you can't talk. I believe that there is a place along the line where the man stop talking.
The disconnection.
Yeah, there is disconnection there. Possibly that, like I say, life is wired differently. Like issue of this talking, I was just listening to Pastor Johnson, hitting that point on the area of functional home as Pastor Rose stated it here. A lot of people are really suffering, to be honest with you, and that is just the truth. And I want to appreciate God for our homes, for all God is doing. But the truth is this, that a lot of homes that are dysfunctional, as I speak, a lot of men are frustrated. A lot of people. So when a man stops talking, he may likely. There was a case of the man used to talk up to some extent. Before you know what happened, the children now join the wife and start abusing the husband. As I speak
terrible.
now, yes, as I speak now, the man no longer talk. He just folds his eyes watching.
What?
What is that? Now, then off this road, Atewa Road, somewhere there, a man died in his room. I think no child and none of all that. The wife is a big businesswoman around town. And the man is married and lonely. He has been talking from the beginning, but along the line something happened. The woman will come home and just walk away. He collapsed and died. The wife saw him collapse, and the two kids drove her out just to come back in the evening. The man was there. No communication because the man was tired of talking. Even family were involved. Like what I always say, don't kill somebody's son in a marriage. Don't kill somebody's daughter in the marriage. There are those whom their marriage is really working for them. Praise God. But there are those who are having dysfunctional marriage. They are not teachable. That is why you see when you get to that point, you say a man can no longer talk. For example, right now, even though it's a subject, maybe you are staff, there are particular things you have been repeating over to that person. The person, there are two things you have to, either you fire the person or you just ignore the person. Those are the two things. So we are all human beings. Even God himself, there's a time it will get to when he keep on talking to us. He will come to our dream and talk to us. We don't take. He will wait and then we'll see the repercussions. So my take here is this, that most times when it comes to this issue of communication, it should be strong. And when it get to that period, like what Pastor Ehis now can bear, I may not bear it.
Yeah, we are wired differently.
We are wired differently. Yeah. Okay, now, he told his wife, catwalk. The wife started catwalking. What of some people that would tell their wife catwalk, the wife go and sit down.
So we just sit down.
Just sit down and say, what is the meaning of that? You understand?
I'm a young girl.
He just throw up everything. Then, so I know of one of my uncles. I think the wedding, the marriage was heavy. The traditional marriage was heavy. I attended that marriage. We have about 26 canopy, different personalities. She can't cook. So she was taken to catering. Before wedding, the man just after 3 months, all of all that. Do you know what happened after their wedding? After everything, cook the food now. She will just carry her phone, be pressing her phone. Say she's tired though. She cannot do that. In fact, everything. In fact, he just want to let the man know that he has to just listen to go. He did not learn anything there, and all of all that. So all these things start from. When you are marrying somebody, you have to check from the beginning. That is where.
All right. We've taken so much time on this issue, Pastor. You have a word to say concerning this.
Okay. I just want to speak to the men. Just like Pastor said, please, when you're talking, talk constructively. Talk with a loving heart. Yes, it can be very frustrating. It can be very painful when talking and you're not getting the response, you're not getting the product. Just keep talking and try as much as possible. While you're talking, you're not getting a good response, a good outchange. Look for somebody you think or you know that can talk to her. Some women have some women, some daddies, some auntie that can talk to them. Look for, scout out for, to help you talk on those lines. And with prayers, anybody can change.
All right. We'll stop from there. With prayers, anybody can change. We've not forgotten the singles. We started last week talking about what to look at for why section.
I want to quickly add something before we go. I still feel that where many of us have gotten this whole thing wrong is from parenting. Don't give work to another man's son or to another woman's daughter. Because many of these young boys are young girls, they miss it during their growing up years.
Yeah.
You are raising a rebel that will kill somebody else's son tomorrow. And this person will get married and then everything will be plasma, or she's perfect or he's perfect. And then when she enters into, so parents, please, don't give up on your boy child. Don't give up on your girl child. Inculcate morals into them.
Yeah.
When we are able to nip it there, get it there, marriages will be beautiful. Many of the things I'm doing today, my husband, they are the things I learned back then when I was growing. I didn't learn them. Many husbands today are the ones teaching their wives from scratch. Many wives are the ones teaching their husband from scratch. Well, let me just hold it.
All right, as I said earlier, we've not forgotten the singles. Next week, you saw what happened yesterday. So if you don't want to get into that category, may you listen to us. Next week, we're going for our singles again, what to look at for why session. I want to thank Pastor Ehis Johnson for your thoughts this morning. Thank you so much.
Very much.
Pastor Richrose, I didn't forget that, aka Love.
That's my hater.
Oh boy. Thank you so much for your thought. Pastor Ifeanyi, Udeh.
All right.
Thank you for your thought. That's the much we can take on this show. All right. Information just get. All right. We want to congratulate our very dear pastor this morning. He celebrated his birthday during this week.
He's still looking very
And he's still looking birthday-ish. Reverend Ifeanyi, happy birthday, sir.
All right. Thank you so
More
much.
healthy years. We love
Amen.
you. We love you. Daybreak Tuesdays. We love you so much. All right, that's our family segment. The other segment we kick off soon. Please stay.